Right then, ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. We're here to talk about Mortal Kombat and the general audience scores. Now, if you haven't seen my review, I've actually done two. So I did my normal review, quite long. I think it got to about 20 minutes where I talked non-spoilers at the start. Then I gave you fair warning and then we discussed spoilers. Then I also did a live stream interaction. I'm going to leave both linked above. So check them out if you haven't already seen them. But this is what we're going to talk about today. The audience scores, general sort of reception based on this. And I guess the likelihood and the potential for anything to happen in the future with this. Because if you don't know, which I'll be surprised if you don't by now, but if you don't know, they were strongly trying to set up many more films. So that's what we're going to talk about today. This article is linked down below. Please do read along with me. There's also two other things linked down below that I just want to get off and say straight away. I've got a second channel. It's a car channel. If you're into cars, quirky, weird, very unusual little cars, please do check out that link. If you're into cars and I say Nissan Pulsar GTIR, your ears will probably prick up because I am rebuilding one over on that channel. So please do check it out, link down below in the description box. Secondly, we've only got 30 Blu-rays left that I am selling of my film Black Fields. The film is on there, the prequel film is on there, as well as an hour-long making of documentary. Grab it whilst you can. Once they're gone, they are gone. Anyway, let's dive into today's video. All that nonsense out the way. So the audience and user ratings have been revealed for Warner Media's most recent Mortal Kombat film. And like, in fairness as well, like, it's really important to note it's not actually Warner Media's. They were just the sort of co-financiers and I think distribution studio. I'm fairly certain this was New Line off the top of my head. So in IMDb, right? IMDb, the film has a weighted average of 6.9 out of 10. Pretty alright, to be fair. The arithmetic mean for all users is 7.5 stars, with a median coming in at 8 stars. And as you can see in the chart below, the movie received 2,873 10-star ratings, which currently makes up 32% of all user ratings for the film. Basically, a fair amount of people really quite like this film. And then there's a lot of people, that are pretty indifferent to it. But on a whole, like, a lot of people really like this film. I think this was the film to cap off 2020. Like, 2020 was such a garbage year, and then not every film that's adult and R-rated needs to be dour and dark. This was a bit of light-hearted fun, yes, cringe dialogue in certain places, but overall was good enough and passable as an entertaining film. This is the sort of true definition of a guilty pleasure, I think, at least in 2020 anyway, 2021. Now, anyway, the movie is receiving higher praise from younger viewers, which is interesting, I think. But the most interesting thing is that females are actually rating the film slightly higher than males, which I think is fantastic. I think that's great. And it also flies in the face of modern producers and Hollywood studios going, we need to make, a feminist-laden Harley Quinn Birds of Prey film for women. And then if no men see it and they ruin the film, then, it's men's fault. Even though we're making this, misandristic film for women. And this sort of result here just flies in the face of all that, which I think is absolutely fantastic. The fact that women are rating this higher than men is great. And when I was live streaming with Midnight's Edge, and I think some of them were saying, it's because of, this is not my opinion, but I think a lot of people over there were saying, it's because the guys are topless and stuff. And I don't think it's that either. I do think genuinely, not misogynistic in any way, I do think women just genuinely enjoy a good, dumb, fun movie as much as the next actual guy. And I think this proves that, and is, it doesn't segment the audience so much as a Hollywood studio would have you believe, which I think is good. I think that's what we need, really. So, Metacritic, the film has a user score of 6 from 64 ratings. It has 16 positive reviews, 6 mixed, and 8 negative reviews. And the critics really hate this film as well, it seems. Which is, that's not a surprise. Not a surprise at all. You got to remember, a lot of the critics really hated all the Godzilla films as well, because they're reviewing it as if it needs to be Oscar bait, which is just pathetic. Like, it really is pathetic. You don't watch a Godzilla film expecting it to be Oscar bait. You watch a Godzilla film to watch giant monsters going at it. That's all. Yes, you want a bit of story in there as well, but for the most part, you're there to see the giant monsters. And if you get that, most people are pretty happy. So it's not a surprise that, you know, actual critics are hating on this film. Anyway, Quasari gives the movie an 8, and they note that the makers of the film clearly knew what their film is and what it is not. Surely they were not aiming to make a storytelling masterpiece, pretty evident from the film, but they were clearly making a film for the fans of the game. Most of the cast fit their roles, the visuals are solid, the fights are brutal, the jokes and callbacks are on point, had a lot of fun watching it. A solid starting point for the new Mortal Kombat movie franchise. So yeah, people seem to like it, and then obviously certain people do not. This individual here, Native232, gave the movie a 0. Bad storyline, nothing like the original Mortal Kombat. Such bad acting and cheesy music, so disappointed. It doesn't have to be like the original Mortal Kombat. Again, a rather nonsensical review. Another one here that was pretty negative, gave it a 1, says, thank God this movie released at midnight because it was perfect to help me fall asleep. Whoever was in charge of writing this script needs to be never allowed to make another film. What in the actual F happened? Which is fascinating, to be fair. I think, like a lot of people, I just think if you're going into a Mortal Kombat movie expecting an absolutely stellar storyline, you've got some wires crossed in your brain. Like, it would be great to have a stellar storyline in a Mortal Kombat film, but there was enough of a storyline here. There was enough of one. And I think that is what it needs. It needs enough of a storyline, and then everything else needs to be good. You know, the fights are what's important in a Mortal Kombat film. And FYI, like, this film's not perfect. It definitely has some problems. My review was titled A Bad Movie That I Really Enjoyed. And that's the thing here. It is absolutely a bad movie. And I've got loads and loads and loads of criticisms of it, but I still really enjoyed it and had a great time with it. And that's, I think that's the nature of a truly guilty pleasure, you know. I mean, Hiroyuki Sanada, they definitely needed to use a lot more. Same as Joe Taslim, to be honest. It was a shame. It was an absolute shame. And that's not even talking about Louis Tan. God damn, that guy can't act. But anyway, we don't actually have an audience score yet on Rotten Tomatoes, which is interesting. But of course, the critics are hating on it at 53%. So it's now rotten, based on them anyway. But look, it is what it is. You know, a lot of people, you know, this individual here for 4 stars says the best video game movie ever made. Fans of the series will love it. Newcomers will love it. Great action, great characters. Kabal, Kano, Sub-Zero being especially great. Kano was the standout. He was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So look, I mean, it's an interesting turn of events here. The fact that women like it, actually rating it higher than men, I think that's fantastic, quite frankly. I think that hopefully will give studios pause for thought where they can go, oh, shit me. Should probably sort this out a little bit. Why do we need to keep making feminist promoting man-hating propaganda when we can actually just produce an R-rated fight film and women will like it? Yeah, interesting. So I'll hand on over to you. What do you think? Let me know down below in the comment section if you are new here. Please do hit subscribe. Hope you're all having a fantastic Saturday. Again, links to my second channel are down below. If you're into cars, you won't want to miss out on a rebuild of a Nissan Pulsar GTI-R. We've also got memberships open on the channel. Support me if you want. Thanks so much. Take care.